Good afternoon, good evening, happy Wednesday, October the 16th. And I hope this has been a great week for everybody so far. Well, welcome to Managing Your Healthcare Benefits with me, Melissa Mully Tabor. And tonight's topic is going to be so much fun. We're talking about healthy eating can be fun. Now, I know you all out there in TV land, Facebook land, YouTube land, everybody's saying, Melissa, how can healthy eating be fun? I'm going to get to that later. But I have some special guests who's going to tell you how healthy eating can be fun. Boy, do I have a treat for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get to that, I want to talk about healthy eating. I've started this healthy eating journey, and so no, I'm not on a diet. So if you see my social media posts, you've noticed I've increased my water intake. I'm trying to eat more healthy, eat more vegetable, more fresh fruit, and I can tell you, fresh fruit, I have really enjoyed it. So now I am getting way more sugar than I really need with this fresh fruit. So I put down the goobers and I picked up peaches. I put down the ice cream and I picked up apples. So I've just learned to adjust and try different fruits and different vegetables as I'm going along. And I'm trying to do a lot of steaming. Now, with healthy eating, sometimes, team, ladies and gentlemen that's watching, sometimes eating healthy can be difficult, especially if you have a medical condition, right? And there are a lot of medical conditions that can cause us harm that your healthcare benefits will cover if you go to see a registered dietitian. Hush your mouth. I know you think I'm storing, but I will telling you the gospel truth. So let's take a look at a few of them before we get into the fun part of this. Let's look at this for a few minutes, right? So if we say that healthy eating can be fun, right? So what happens is if you go, when can you consult with a dietitian, right? If you have diabetes, you can consult with a dietitian because they're going to help you to get your blood sugar under control, maintain a healthy diet, good body weight, and achieve overall nutrition. Because we know one thing about diabetes, ladies and gentlemen, is that the doctors and physicians, they always tell us that the key to diabetes control is maintaining a healthy diet, right? Another condition that covers by your insurance, if you need a dietitian, if you have cancer. Now, for you cancer patients who are going through different kinds of treatment, chemo treatment or radiation treatment, those different treatments will take your appetite completely away. And those are the most times you need all the nutrients you can get, right? You can go to a dietitian and they can help you get those nutritions you need. Now, we know if you have a food allergy, you definitely need to be talking to a registered dietitian, right? Because they're going to teach you how to read labels, how to avoid specific ingredients. They're going to also teach you how to find healthy substitute so you can have a balanced diet, ladies and gentlemen, as well as tasty foods. Now, here are a few more diseases that not limited, just a few. Heart disease, hypertension, eating disorders. So, this is just a brief high-level list of conditions that you can use and talk to your physician about if you're experiencing any of these, that doctor can send you to see a registered dietitian. Well, you say, Melissa, is that covered by my insurance? Of course it's covered by your insurance. And here's the thing. Here are the CPT codes. So for our viewers out there in TV land, the CPT code is for current procedural terminology. And with these codes, ladies and gentlemen, the provider will render the service and they will send these codes into the insurance company, and the insurance company will go ahead on and pay the bill because those services, based upon your primary care physician or your oncologist or your physician that's gatekeeping your health care, they're saying, wow, looking at you, you need it. You need some help, right? We all need a little help. I probably need to go see a dietitian myself, right? It covers that initial assessment right here. So when you go in there, they're going to give you an initial assessment, individual and face-to-face with a patient. Then they're going to work with you over the course of time, and then they're going to come back and you can have a reassessment to establish how you're going along the process. Now, we know in a lot of households, there are families that have multiple medical conditions, multiple people in the family that have the same medical condition, such as Andrea and I. We both have hypertension. So we are perfect candidate for this group therapy where we can go in there, because y'all know he don't listen to me on how to eat. He wants to eat his way. But we can go in and we can see this dietitian, and the insurance company will pick up our bill. Your commercial insurance, your private insurance, your TennCare. And for those recipients out there who are on Medicare, yes, Medicare will cover them as well, right? So remember, healthy eating can be fun. You can use your healthcare benefits, go to the dietitian, consider these. If any of these conditions, you have them or you know somebody that has them, have them consult with their physician and ask their physician for a referral to see a dietitian. Now, let's talk about how healthy eating can be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, I have some special guests that I am getting ready to bring on. My first guest that I want to introduce you to is going to be Camille James, former C as she goes by, and Juliet Moore, our good friend Juliet. Welcome, ladies. Welcome. How's everybody doing this evening?
Fantastic.
Good. Now, here's the thing. I'm trying to get people to understand that healthy eating can be fun. There's a whole bunch of different ways that's going on. But before we get into it, I'm going to have these ladies introduce themselves. Camille, can you tell me? Oh, I forgot to tell y'all. And y'all know I got my questions. Y'all know I'm getting ready to work them. So if y'all here, they getting ready to work, right? So Camille, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, man. So my name is Camille. It starts with a C, and they call me Farmer C. And if you say it fast enough, you are in the pharmacy. So before there was a Walgreens or a CVS, there was the farm. And that's where we used to go to heal ourselves. So my mission in life is to bring us back to the garden. And I have, yes, that is what I do. I bring us back to the garden. My only job is to grow the garden and open the gate. After that, amazing things happen.
Oh, great. We're going to get to those in a minute. Hey, Juliet, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, ma'am, indeed. I'm a professional realtor by trade. So been in the real estate business for 30 years. It's my passion. It's one of my callings. I'm also pursuing a career in modeling and acting, which is a lot of fun. And I, as Camille, I also have a little garden in my backyard. Yes, where I've been growing a lot of my own fruits and vegetables for the last several years. And I enjoy it. It does not take time out of my day at all. It's one of my passions. So
yeah, I love that. I love to hear it.
This is great. So let's just jump into this little chat time, because the best thing about this is these are two of my good friends and we're all chatterboxes, so we can get to be ourselves this afternoon. So Camille, I'm going to start with you. Tell me, what made you decide to become a farmer?
Well, in order to, before I was a farmer, I was a web designer and a computer programmer, which eventually made me very sick because I lived a very sedentary lifestyle. I was always indoors. I wasn't outdoors. Programmers such as myself like to work late hours. The beautiful part was I got to raise my kids and I didn't have to leave the house. And I was able to be there and be very active in their lives. But on the flip side, I was not living a healthy lifestyle because I was indoors, always stuck to a cubicle, a computer, and that is a very toxic lifestyle.
Mhm.
That eventually, because you're wolfing your food down, you're not walking, you're not getting the air. And as melanated people, we're supposed to be outside. And
Mhm.
I wasn't. And I got very sick. And some beautiful people in Israel and in different parts of the country and around the world took notice, and they began teaching me about the natural path. So you have two paths. You got the natural path and the allopathic path. You can
Okay.
be on both. So, Melissa, you know very well that allopathy is your traditional doctors, hospitals, pharmacies, and then you have the naturopath, which we call it naturopathy, right?
Okay.
That is the natural way.
Okay.
And so I decided to take both paths. So there's nothing wrong with, you don't have to just choose sides. You can literally have balance in both.
Okay.
And
Well, we have a nurse on the line, so I know Kathy's got some. I know Kathy's gonna jump in here at any
yeah,
minute.
please do. And
Yeah.
and I do always say, you don't have to be too extreme on either side, because in different times of your life, you're going to have to choose, one or the other, or maybe both. So I
Yeah.
chose the naturopathic way. And I opened up a bunch of juice bars because I was like, ew, this is nasty. It's not fun. Eating beets is not fun. Because I came,
I love
I had,
beets. Shame on you.
I had
I
a,
love beets.
Me too, Melissa. Me too.
I had a, I had a country mother. We had Friday fish fry. We ate good on Sunday after church. We were foodies. And so when I got sick, they were like, oh no, you got to go plant-based. I want you to eat X, Y, and Z. And I was like, ew.
Well, Camille, let me jump in and ask you a question. Based upon what you told me, just what you just shared with us in the audience, and Kathy says she's learning that allopathic terminology, Camille. I was going to ask, how old were you when you started your first garden? I thought you probably was going to give me a younger age, but it seems based upon your background. So, how old were you when you started your farm, your first farm?
Well, I'm going to say this. I worked on other people's farms for about 20 years before I started my first farm.
Wow.
I was, yeah, my children and my family laughed at me. They joked, they gave me names, and they were like, what are you doing out there farming on these people's land? Are you getting paid? They teased me. They gave me slave names. I mean, it was embarrassing there for a minute. And I said, no, you just wait, because I'm going to garner all this knowledge and I'm going to bring it back to my people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what I did. And that did not happen until the second half of my life.
Okay.
I was really close to my 50s when
Okay.
I came back to Memphis, and I met a beautiful woman named Portia Stevens. You know her.
Yep.
And they gave me a little plot of land, about 350 square feet, and we turned it into something amazing.
Wow.
Where people were visiting from all over the country to come visit this little 350 square feet.
Well, Juliet, let me ask you a question. How much do you know about farming?
Ooh, Melissa. So that's an interesting question, right? So, as I mentioned earlier, I've been growing my own fruits and vegetables for a few years now. I honestly, farming, I believe it's in my blood, Melissa.
Yes.
Oh, no.
I believe that when I was born, the Lord dropped a little bit of farmer's blood.
There we go. Yes, man.
And little
Amen.
Juliet, because honestly, I am passionate about farming. My dad was a farmer. Now, although I didn't farm with him and
Okay.
I was not a part of that life, my dad was a full-fledged Mississippi farmer that farmed hundreds of acres in Mississippi.
I love
Oh
that.
wow. Oh
So
wow.
with
Oh
that
wow.
being said, farming is in my blood somewhere.
That's right.
Somehow, so this is the perfect combination here.
Yes, ma'am, indeed. Yes, ma'am, indeed. And I
And
would
what do
say
you have in your garden at home?
it is. It's in my backyard, Melissa. It's in my backyard. So I've carved out a couple of sections, in my backyard. Now I enjoy gardening, growing flowers in my garden too. I have all types of flowers, but I have all types of fruits and vegetables too. I've created a little patch for my strawberries, a little area for my tomatoes. I'm growing my own eggplants. I'm growing my own squash, my own cucumbers, blueberries, raspberries, my own jalapeno peppers, my own bell peppers. Yes, ma'am. I'm growing my own herbs, oregano, thyme,
I love
cilantro,
that.
rosemary. So when I'm in
Mm.
my own chives, when I'm in need of something, I just go in my backyard, grab my little shears and snip, snip, snip. Come back
Oh,
in.
Bye-bye, Kroger. Hello, Juliet. Bye-bye, Kroger. Hello, Juliet.
Yes, Melissa, and I love it. I love it. It does not take a lot of time out of my day at all. So as Pharmacy mentioned, we're to be outdoors. We're to spend our time outside in nature. And so that's my time to walk outside, spend time in nature. I'm meditating, I'm praying, I'm thinking about either what the Lord has in store for me for this day or wrapping up my day, thinking and thanking for
yes.
what he's done for me in the day. So it's my way of connecting.
It's amazing. I would have never seen. You never know until you ask.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Miss Farmer C. Farmer C.
The pharmacy.
Tell
Yes.
us about your Fraser Community Urban Gardens.
Well, I love what Julia said. It's so much more than just growing food. You literally get out there and grow yourself because we are three-part beings. We are not just we're physical, but we're also emotional and we're mental beings. And the garden has some food for all three parts, doesn't it, Juliet?
Yes, it
It could
does.
be your gym, your therapy, your church. It can be so many different things out there. So what we did was, you remember I was talking about how we started really small. And
Mhm.
then we grew from 350 square feet to 3 acres. And we got the assignment to go and revitalize an area that was left dormant during
It was left dormant.
used to be the Davy Crockett archery range. And so we were charged with giving it new life. And so we took about 6 to 8 months to make it something new, something beautiful. And we got to talk with the neighbors and we asked them what it was they wanted. And each of them said to us, we want a safe space.
Mm.
So that's kind of what we started with. We cleaned it up. And actually, right there at that area, it's Shelby Forest. But because of gerrymandering and redlining, it's they cut it off from Shelby Forest, and on the other side of the tracks, it's called Fraser.
Mm.
So we
Okay.
told them, let's not miss the forest for the trees. This is our Shelby Forest. So we
Mhm.
began developing this beautiful sacred space called the Fraser Community Urban Garden at 4051 Point Church Road.
Wow, wow, wow,
Can you
wow.
still?
Now, I know there are a couple things that you grow in there, in particularly greens, right? So now,
Can you
as
still
Al
hear?
Green, we can hear
There we
you.
go.
Now, as Al Green would like to say, Al Green, he loves to say he has 3 daughters, right? Camille, you're frozen. He said he has 3 daughters. He has mustards, collards, and turnips, right? So those are the three different kind of greens we have. And Pharmacy is going to jump back in with us in a minute. She's having a little technical difficulties, but that's okay. So Juliet, of those three, mustard, collards, and turnips, which one is your favorite?
Oh, Melissa. So when it comes to greens, I find it hard to find a favorite. So,
Now,
I mean, you may want to make me choose, but I love them all. I love them all.
Valerie Carradine, Kathy Walker, our viewers out there in TV land, drop in the chat. What is your favorite type of greens? I can tell you my least favorite
What
is
is your least
turnips.
favorite?
My least
Why is
favorite
that,
is
Melissa?
turnips because they're bitter.
So here's the thing. So when I
Okay.
make my when I cook greens, when I cook my greens, I like to have a variety. So it's very rare for me that I'll cook either the mustard, turnips, collards. It's very rare that I'll cook them alone. So I'll
Okay.
mix them, I'll cook them, I'll mix them together. And then I'll add a little kale, a little spinach. It gives me an opportunity to get all of that, all of those green nutrients
Well,
in
Miss
one mix.
okay. So now we got some different responses. I'm gonna show them.
Yeah.
Miss Veronica Womack, she said she like collards. Miss Sonia, she said she like mustard greens. And my friend, since I've been knowing her since we was knee-high to a chicken, she said she like them all. So y'all know that's
Yes.
a girl right there, right? That she likes them all.
That's
Now,
what I'm talking about.
Yep. Oh, Valerie Carradine, you know what? Valerie, you touched on something right here.
Ooh,
Turnips and mustard mix. See,
I get that.
that's yeah.
Mhm.
Now, I seldom if ever cook turnips. I'm generally, because I'm from New Orleans, and Kathy, I don't know who else from New Orleans on here, but we mustard green eating people, right? So I'm generally going to have mustard greens. I'm going to tend to stay away from the collards and the turnips, right? Now, I don't know which one. Is there a particular one anybody out there know that we're supposed to cook on New Year's Day? Greens, right? Everybody cook their greens on New Year's Day, right? Baby girl, some of y'all, I do. Yeah. Oh, I'm lying. It's cabbage. Anyway,
Cabbage.
it's still
I was
green.
gonna say, yeah,
It's still
cabbage.
green.
I thought it was cabbage.
It's still
And
green.
you know,
It's
in
still
Mississippi,
green.
we cooked cabbage on New Year's. Cabbage
Right.
and black eyed peas, cornbread.
Okay. So
Definitely that
Sonya,
chicken.
yeah. Sonya said her favorite is mustard and turnips. Oh, and then we got in Valerie like mustards and turnips mixed too. Yeah, so that seems to be a common thread that we see going through here. So now we hopefully Camille, black eyed peas and cornbread. Yes, ma'am. Come on, y'all know what? I'm gonna have to do a cooking show. I'm gonna show y'all my real skills. So one of the things that we talked about that how cooking can be fun is we are going to be talking about the 4th annual Greens Cook-Off, right? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And I'm going to give Camille a few minutes to see if she can jump back on here. But while we're waiting for Camille to get back in, Juliet, can you tell us what is one of the hardest things you had to grow in your garden?
Oh, you know what, Melissa? That's a really interesting question. And I was just saying the other day, my raspberries and blueberries, as easy as those seem to be, those are probably the two most challenging for me to grow in my garden.
Okay. Well, okay.
Right.
Well, had I known that, I could have came and got those berries from you for the makeup party, and I would have had to go out to get them. I could have got the berries from you for the makeup
Absolutely.
party.
You're right.
Yeah. So now that Pharmacy is back, let's go ahead on and get into some real fun stuff. But before I go away, Camille, we have a question for you. Camille, someone would like to know do you have a social media site? Kathy Walker would like to know. So Camille, if you can drop in the private chat the social media site you want to share, if you could drop that in our private chat, then I will put that up. Juliet, you put yours in there as well, and then I'll put them separate. While they're doing that, Camille, I want you to tell us the difference between mustard, collards, and turnips and the impact on the body.
Oh, I love that question.
Me
I'm going to
too.
say, let's talk about all three first.
Okay.
Dark leafy greens. They're one of the things when you come to the garden, I'm going to always ask everyone, what color are you today? If your color is green, that represents the heart, love, abundance. What if your money was like every leaf on every tree in the forest? That's abundance. The heart is what pumps blood all through the body. Okay. And what greens do is they have a magical power called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is what I call liquid sunshine. So when you eat dark leafy greens, you then put chlorophyll in the body, which then tells the heart to pump new blood cells.
Okay.
And now we have this beautiful flow of blood. When we have a slow movement of blood, we have what is called inflammation. So when the blood gets sugary, sticky, slow, we have inflammation. When the blood has oxygen, it flows wonderfully, right? And
Yep.
so that's what we want, oxygen. That is a plant's greatest gift to us, oxygen. It takes our poison and then gives us oxygen. Dark leafy greens are the greatest providers of oxygen. So yes, all of those green, your mustards, your turnips, your collards, your spinach, even your kale. So the difference, what I want to say is, and Melissa, we talked about this earlier, your turnip is going to have a root, a bulb. It's going to have a root bulb, right? That turnip root. So the top is good for blood flow. The root itself is good for men's health, prostate. So as our men get older, they're going to need help with prostate health. And that's what the turnip root will do. The other difference between mustards, turnips, and collards is taste. So yes, a mustard is going to give you spiciness like arugula. So you're going to get that spice. Spice makes blood flow. If you taste something and it's spicy, that's a stimulant. If you taste something that is sweet, that is a what we call a sedative. So collards are going to be really sweet. They're going to be your sweetest greens. So your mustard is going to be your spicy, and then your what did we say? Our turnip, collards, mustards, kale.
Yep.
Kale is going to give you an in between. We call that a hybrid.
Oh, I
So you'll
forgot
get a
about
little
kale.
Huh?
I forgot about kale.
Kale. Don't forget about spinach. And at the Fraser Urban Garden, we bring in something called Malabar spinach, which is the original West African spinach. It got domesticated when it was brought here, and now we see the little frail spinach. When you put it in the pot, you can put like a pound, and you only get a teaspoon after it cooks down. Yeah, no. The West African spinach stays thick, and it's almost like a mixture between okra and spinach. And so a lot of our plants, like the black-eyed pea, even the chicken, all these things come from West Africa.
Really?
And so the watermelon, our okra was originally burgundy, not green.
I know. Now I'm gonna tell you, because just so y'all know that Fraser Community Urban Garden, They have the best okra that you would love to eat. And y'all see, I'll do a whole nother episode just on how to cook stewed okra, how we cook it in
Yes.
New Orleans. Kathy, we can show them, Stella and Kathy, my friends from New Orleans, we can show them how we cook okra in New Orleans. But now,
Yes.
now that she done told us about these 3 kinds of greens, Juliet, did you tell us which one of those is your favorite? I think you did. Did you tell us which one is your favorite?
I don't have a favorite, Melissa. I like them all. It's difficult
Yeah.
for me to choose a favorite.
Really?
The
Oh my
greens,
God.
I want them all. And I want
I
them all
love-
together at the same
Okay.
time. With the kale,
like
with the
mix
spinach,
mine.
and the arugula. I forgot I grow my own arugula too in my backyard. It's
You're about to
want
make me
the
go,
spice.
go put something in the backyard.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
want-
My
You want
Yes.
the spice.
mhm. The
Now,
cabbage-
now to the fun part of it, okay? So now there's something that's going to be coming up to help support the Fraser Urban Garden. So Camille, right quick, take 2 seconds and drop your link in the chat. Oh, well, you know what? You can do it after. Don't stop and do it right now, because I want you to tell us, how did the Greens Cook-Off come to be?
So the Greens Cook-Off started even before I got here. I mean, I literally was here
Wait,
a
let
month.
me raise my hand. We're on the Zoom. What is the Greens Cook-Off?
That's what I'm about to tell you. So when I first got to Memphis and got assigned 38127 in Fraser, I met Portia Stevens. She was over at the Fraser Connect. And I think I got in about October. And in November, they told me they was having something they did to celebrate the year, which was this Greens Cook-Off. And I said, well, I'm going to bring my potluck. I said, oh, y'all know about pot liquor? And they were like, yes. And I brought the pot liquor and the candy yam cornbread. And it was the very first one back in 2021. And Karen King was our first queen of greens.
Wow.
And then, come on, Melissa.
Then they had a second one.
Then the
Baby.
second
Hey, hey, hey.
And you
And I want
came
to tell
through.
y'all, this is fundraising. This is for fundraising, right? Now you
Yes.
see, I was number 8, right?
Yes, you
For
were.
the record. For the
You were
record.
the one who set the tone for the sides. When you came through with the sides, that changed the whole game. But it's really about celebrating us because we are the prize. Our culture is the prize. This melanated skin is the prize.
Mhm.
Everything about us. And it's our food and it's our stories. Because at the end, you can't take none of this with you.
Nope.
At the end, all you are is your story. Because
Yeah.
I bet you when I make that pot liquor, I'm going to tell you about my great-grandfather, Peter Nash, who was a sharecropper.
Wow.
And then I'm going to stir that pot liquor a little bit more and tell you about my Aunt May and how she rocked the church. And we ate greens and cornbread, and we had Friday fish fry, and we loved on one another. And maybe we didn't have a lot of material things,
Mhm.
but we had a whole lot of love.
I know that's right. Well, now let's talk about this cook-off. Okay, now I was at the second annual cook-off, and y'all see that I was contestant number 8. Okay, now I'm saying I was contestant number 8 for a reason, because I came in 3rd place, right? I came in 3rd. I was close to it. Kathy, y'all, I put my best
Kathy
effort
Silver.
out there. I tried, but I couldn't make it, because you know what? The lady who won, she was a little bit older than me. She been cooking greens a little bit longer. So hey, I just went on out there and I just let her have it. But now because you know what? I'm not getting ready to argue with that lady. You know what? I take 3rd place because it was my first time. Now on the screen, there's a QR code, and this QR code, if you scan it, ladies and gentlemen, it will take you to a link where you can either register to become a participant, or you can purchase tickets, or you could be a sponsor, a whole bunch of stuff. But Miss Juliet, can you tell us a little bit about the judges for the cook-off?
Absolutely. Hey, listen, we're going to have some of Memphis's best at the cook-off. Some of the best chefs who know all about excellent culinary, who have great culinary skills. So just to name a few of the chefs that we're going to have, Chef Eli Townsend is going to be there. So Chef Eli Townsend is a renowned culinary expert here in Memphis who have been cooking since he was 8. Can you believe that? 8 years old. Yes. So we're going, yes, that's just one of the chefs that we're going to have there. Chef Jason Gardner. He's going to be there, who's the founder and chef of Trap Fusion. So you want to be there so you can see him. Portia Stevens is going to be there. You heard Pharmacy mention all that Portia Stevens have done for this community. And are you familiar with William Richardson? He's going to be there. He's the owner of Fat Charlie Speakeasy. So those are just a few, just a handful of some of the chefs that's going to be there. But you definitely want to be there so you can see some of Memphis's best. And, you know, not to mention taste those delicious greens.
I know. So Camille, tell us a little bit how the event itself it works. So pretty much tell us a little bit about the event. Now that we know who's going to be, now we know we got some real chef judges. So y'all, they got chefs judging. I don't know if I'm going to participate this year, but Miss Valerie Carradine said you got the pig feet in there for her.
Turn it over to this awesome host we have, Juliet.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
let me do that part first.
Look, I'm
Okay.
Melissa.
Juliet, we so excited. You about to bring so much love and excitement, especially being a daughter of a farmer. You're getting ready to bring that family reunion vibe that we do so well.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I'm so looking forward to it. I cannot wait to taste the delicious greens. Look,
yes,
I have not mentioned, that's one of my specialties, Melissa. Pharmacy, cooking greens is one of my specialties.
I feel that same way.
I cannot wait to taste all that Memphis has to offer when it comes to the variety of greens.
You know, and that's how we fell in love with Melissa. Because she can cook.
Yes, she can. She can.
That's a love
Camille.
right?
Now, y'all know the running joke is my husband didn't marry me because I was beautiful. He married me because I could cook. But Camille, tell us first, tell us about the event, where it's going to be held at, how it's going to work. Put the date in the chat so I can put that on the screen. Please, Camille, tell me the date right now and I'm going to put it on the screen.
It is November 16th on a Saturday starting at 2 p.m. Here's what makes it so beautiful. We have teamed up with Girls Inc. This is where we teach our seed to market class. This is where we show people how to take it from the seed to the market. So we're not just feeding your body, but we're feeding your pockets. So we're showing you how to feed yourself through entrepreneurship. So we have teamed up with Girls Inc. It's going to be at Girls Inc. U Farm. That's at 1179 Dalewood Avenue. And that's also in Fraser. There's so many treasures in Fraser that we want to show the world to. We want Fraser to be a destination spot. Mm-hmm. So at Girls Inc. have been helping girls from 3 to, I believe, 18 or 15 to 18. But they have done tremendous work in the world. Mm-hmm. And Girls Inc. Memphis has a location in Fraser. And our ticket sales go to support them. The fundraising for this event helps us with our 2025 season, our growing season. So it takes a lot to run 3 acres. We have a lot of community partners, but it takes a lot. And I tell you, what we are trying to do, we're trying to create entrepreneurs. We're trying to help people become self-sustainable, not just give them food. Mm-hmm. We're trying to help them feed themselves. So we got a big mission to accomplish. And that's what this Greens Cook-Off is all about. So November 16th, Girls Inc. U Farm. Ticket sales help them. Fundraising helps the Fraser Urban Garden. You can find out all about us at FraserUrbanGarden.org. FraserUrbanGarden.org. Just Google us. Just put in Fraser Garden. And I tell you, that's what we've done. We've changed the narrative. When you put Fraser in, it ain't talking about just crime. That garden is going to come up because one, we won the first city's beautification contest.
Sure
We
did.
are now known through the USDA as the People's Garden. So that little garden has turned around and won the Taste of Memphis booth contest. It is winning awards. It is making history. It's doing big things. So
Hey,
at this
tell me that again. Let me type it in, put it in here. Say it again for me.
The website,
Uh-huh.
FraserUrbanGarden.org. And it's November 16th. Soon as you get to the front page, it's right there. It's going to tell you all about how to click on there to find out more about the greens. We still taking contestants right now. We got Whitehaven, we got Westwood, North Memphis, South Memphis, Collierville, Whitehaven. So it got so big that we are now citywide. It used to be a Fraser event, but now we are citywide with this. So no matter where you at, come represent. If you think your greens, you want to see if you can wear the crown.
You know what? I didn't hear you say Cordova, and I didn't hear you say New Orleans. So I don't know if I need to represent.
Come
which
on.
one do I need to be representing? So
I didn't hear Mississippi in there.
We didn't hear Mississippi. Listen, I'm originally from Compton. So
I didn't hear Germantown.
We didn't hear Germantown.
Janice
so
Elrod, where are you?
We still looking for Uptown. Oh, we got Smoky City. We got Hollywood. So we still are open to communities to represent because food is our love language. This is our pride.
Excuse me. And somebody said they didn't hear Atlanta either. So I think we're gonna have to get some folks from Atlanta. Y'all need to come on in here from Atlanta.
Let's make it nationwide. That's what I'm talking about. Because food is our language. It represents our stories. It represents our families. And it's ours. It's ours to tell, ours to share. And I love this event. I love how it has evolved every year. So definitely, you can find us, FraserUrbanGarden.org, Fraser Garden on Google. You will find us, I promise you. Yep. And we have a documentary that's coming out, and we're on what is called the Grow Tennessee Network. So we have a new show we're on called All in the Farmily, which is sponsored through the Department of Tennessee Agriculture. So yeah, big things are happening, and I'm just so proud of us.
Yeah, I am too. Now, everybody out there that's watching, make sure you scan that QR code so you can go out there and either you could get your tickets or you can become a contestant. I think I might become a contestant. But in addition to greens, hey, Juliet, will we be having any other things going on besides greens cookings?
Listen, we're going to have greens cooking. We are going to have some other activities there. You definitely want to show up to be a part of all that we have going on. Not only bring your kids, bring your children, let them see what it looks like to grow a little bit of their own food. And y'all, I'm gonna tell it's not difficult. It's not difficult to start growing your own food, starting just a little bit at a time. But come on and join us next month and see and hear about all what we have going on.
Oh man, Juliet, I can't wait for you to tell them about the hot toddy. Who know about a hot toddy?
I do, but only when I'm sick.
There will be pot liquor and hot toddies, and that'll be for our grown people. And then we'll have that candy yam cornbread, and then tastes from all over the city of Memphis and Atlanta. If you want to come, you are welcome.
This is what Atlanta said to you. Veronica, are you still there? She said she would love to come, but she can't, but she would love to donate. So I will get her your information so maybe she can donate or do a registration fee or some kind of donation she can make. But now I'm gonna go off, and Sonia, you can just click on that QR code. Anybody out there in TV land, you just click on that QR code and you can register. Now earlier, I said, oh, she want to donate to Seed Spot. Oh, thank you so much. Let me put this up so you can see this, Camille. Oh, Camille, thank you, baby girl.
What she say? Yeah, I don't have.
Josh and I will donate to Seed Sponsor.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. All of that helps. And also, I do want those who are thinking about sponsoring. We have the Journey Kids Garden, which is ran by a 3-year-old. We have a second chance program where people come and get their hours from probation and parole. There are programs for the disabled. There are so many beautiful things happening in the garden. So any amount goes into a very beautiful cause. I mean, we are literally growing a community. And it's because of the love, Melissa, that you have shared with us.
Oh,
and
thank
it
you
is
so much.
We love you so much. And
You
it
know
is
what?
so many others who have come in and brought their superpowers that make this garden so great. Because everybody is coming in, and you know my first word is, what's your superpower?
What's your superpower? Yep.
And what color are you today?
Well, Camille, I got a question. If I decide to make the turnip casserole again, oh, they don't know about. Look,
They don't know about that. You ain't tell them about that.
I said turnips is the one I hate the most. It's the most bitterest, right? I don't even know if bitterest is a word. Veronica gonna let me know in a minute if it's a word. Veronica gonna let me know that's not a word. But I figured I was entering the green contest, right? And if I'm gonna use turnips, because I use them all, well, if I'm gonna use turnips, and I think that's actually what helped me win, because I actually used the actual turnip itself, and I took the turnip and made a turnip casserole with it, right?
And it was turned up.
It was turned up. It was so turned up. Somebody kept my cast iron skillet, but I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say too much about that.
It was me.
Yeah. Oh, let me put this QR code back up here. So, Juliet, any last thing you want? We got a few minutes left. So, is there anything else you want to tell us exciting about the event that we need to know and be looking out for? Then we're gonna put it to Pharmacy.
So, as Pharmacy mentioned, we're going to have those refreshing beverages. We're going to have additional vendors who are going to be there, so you can get an opportunity to see and learn a little bit more about what's available and the opportunities that are available here in Memphis. We're going to have music, so you'll have an opportunity to enjoy great music and maybe wear your dancing shoes. You know, let's have a little fun. The body was made to move. So we're looking to just have a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. So now, Camille, when they click this QR code and it takes them to the link to the website, once they click this QR code, what options will they have? I told them in my own vernacular, which I'm sure was wrong, but what will they see once they click this QR code and it takes them over there?
So you got 3 options on the site. At the very top, you can either buy your ticket in advance. And remember, your ticket sales are going to help our community partner at Girls Inc., who are doing wonderful work in empowering girls. Or you can click the link to become a contestant. You want to get in on the fun. You scroll down a little bit, you'll meet the past winners. And then you also, it's still time to be a sponsor. So in being a sponsor, last year we were covered all over the major networks. That's going to happen again. And that's a perfect opportunity to be aligned with a beautiful cause. And we are so excited. Juliet, I cannot wait for everybody to get to know you. Oh my, listen, you wait till we show you over at ABC 24 and Channel 3 and 5. We can't wait.
Yes,
We got some beautiful energy coming.
yes,
And also, like I said, get in on this fun. It just gets bigger and bigger every year. I'm
yes.
just so proud of my community of Fraser. I'm so proud of the garden and its growth. And yeah, it's my end of the year celebration because my birthday is the next week.
Well, there
Oh,
you go.
yes.
Okay.
A great way to kick it off. A great
A
It's
great way.
way
how I
to
kick my
begin it.
birthday off. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Pharmacy.
So now, go ahead, Juliet. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say this. I am just thrilled at the work that both of you do for this community. Pharmacy, the work that you do for the Fraser area, I take my hat off to you.
Thank you.
It is a gift. It's a treasure that the Lord has placed on the inside of you. And it
Man.
shows. It shows in a major way.
Oh, thank you.
In a major way.
I shine because we shine.
Right.
That's what happens. When you shine, I shine. And
We
then
all
we
shine
all
together.
shine. And that's the part I love the most.
Yeah.
When
I
we
love
show
that.
up and we shine bright. And I keep telling each and every one of us, don't you ever forget your superpower.
Yeah.
And that we are the prize. Our
Yeah.
food, our culture, our stories, all of that. It makes us so beautiful.
Yeah.
And we want to celebrate that. So
Yeah.
I am so excited about next month. Listen, baby, we might even break out in, like you said, it's gonna be some music. Oh
Yes,
my God, we
indeed.
got Jeremy, we got Yellow P, who is an international blues artist. We have just people who are gonna pop up from all over the city who love what we're doing. And so I just can't wait to see everybody.
I know, right? So let me tell you, out of the garden, I've gotten fresh tomatoes, and Miss Avelia made salsa. I got fresh
Oh,
okra, and I'm gonna get coming
tell
back
her I'm
with
waiting
some
on
more
her.
okra. Yeah, I gotta bring her out there Friday. I gotta bring Miss Avelia out there Friday. We got okra, we got jalapenos. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. We got jalapenos, and I'm gonna find a recipe to stuff those jalapenos yet
Ooh,
sooner
yes.
or later. I'm gonna
Oh,
figure out how to
yes.
stuff those jalapenos. Well,
Yes,
ladies, this has been a blast,
yes.
blast. So now, I might need to do live. I think I might need to just run this whole live event here and stream this whole event for those outside of the city to see what they're missing, how much fun that they're really missing. You know what? I need to call Geraldine Fulton and see if she want to cook some greens. That's what I'm on the see if Geraldine Fulton want to cook some greens. See if she'll cook some greens.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Oh my
Veronica said
goodness.
she want us to stream it live so she can see it. I think you know what, Veronica, I'm gonna work that out. Y'all know me. Well, you know what? As one of our judges will say, where there's a will, there's a way,
There's
right?
a way.
That's
That
what
is
Will
will
always say.
represent.
Will say, well, there's a will, there's a way. And I think because this is healthy, and I keep telling y'all, healthy eating can be fun.
Indeed.
It doesn't have to be boring. And this is a prime example of different ways that you can go out, get you some greens, some different things, and just make it fun. And you know what? Here's the thing. Because it's all from the earth and it's all natural, you don't need a lot of seasoning to it. You know what? Y'all leave that salt shaker in the salt shaker, right? If
There
that
you go.
salt, if and only if, I only cook salt in two things, right? I'm gonna just be honest with y'all right here because I gotta be. My grits and my rice. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's a whole other podcast. Okay.
That's a whole
Here's-
other podcast.
Here's my one thing. Eat the stalks. Stop throwing the stalks away. That is the fiber. That's where the medicine is.
Mhm.
Stop
Yes, ma'am.
throwing away the stalks. Cook them right. Cook them first. And then throw your leaves in as they begin to cook so that they don't, the leaf don't get too mushy. But eat the stalk. That's what soaks up all the toxins in the gut and brings it out. It's called fiber.
Mhm.
And that's
Okay.
something this country is lacking.
Yes.
And it's causing a lot of our diseases. So please, folks, eat the stalks.
Yes,
Okay.
I firmly agree, Pharmacy. So with my stalks, because the stalks can be quite tough, what I'll typically do, I'll saute it in a little olive oil or vegetable
There we
oil
go.
with some onions and garlic, a little
Yes.
bit, and then I'll, kind of add my leaves over in it.
Yes.
I heard this, that truth be told, it says that those who grow their own fruits and vegetables, when you grow your own foods, that the earth knows, the universe hears and understands that, and it provides the nutrients for that individual that's growing.
Well, I tell you what we do. We take it and we blow on it. And we'll even put the seeds under our tongue. And then we plant it.
Wow.
And this is how you make your own medicine.
So you
But
blow.
that's a whole nother podcast.
Okay.
That's a whole nother podcast. That's a whole nother podcast.
Okay.
Okay. So now I'm gonna circle back to the very beginning, right? What we talked about. So everybody who's out there watching, they're saying, well, Melissa, what does this have to do with healthcare benefits?
Preventative.
I'm going to tell you, because the things that we talked about tie right back to a nutrition dietitian.
Mhm.
And I'm going to share this on the screen with everybody for those who didn't get a chance to see it earlier, that if you have these conditions, you really should be eating healthy, right? If you have these conditions plus any other ones, you should consider talking to your primary care physician or your healthcare provider about referring you to see a nutritionist. Now you say, well, Melissa, is that covered? Darling, I'm talking about healthcare benefits. I keep telling y'all have those benefits, and I'm going to teach you how to use them. So you see these codes, these are valid codes. These top one are for private insurance, commercial insurance, yes, even TennCare insurance. And these bottom ones are down here. These are the codes that Medicare use. So yes, this is another opportunity for you to use those healthcare benefits that you didn't realize that you could use to get healthy or better eating. And remember, the Greens Cook-Off is going to be at Girls Inc. Camille, give us that address one more time.
Yes, it's going to be at Girls Inc. U Farm, 1179 Delwood Avenue. That is in Memphis, Tennessee, 38127.
Thank you. And Juliet, any last closing remarks from you, young lady?
I'm just looking forward to seeing everyone, and hopefully y'all consider maybe buying some seeds, maybe some greens, and maybe finding a little section in your backyard. Plant some, maybe just plant some greens this year. See what comes up.
This is the season. This is the season for it. Mm-hmm.
This is definitely the season for it. Now, before I go, is two things I want to tell you. That it is early voting if you're in the state of Tennessee. Well, I don't know about the other, but early voting has started. So we need everybody to get out there and vote like your fallopian tubes matter, because it matters. They matter.
Yes.
And then the last thing I want to say is, why have benefits if you're not going to use them? Bye.